Take a look at this. Take a look at this. This is my client, Jeff. This is after 3 weeks of working with me. And when he came to me, he told me a lot about what he was dealing with on the personal side. And, I'm not going to go into full details because, I don't want to compromise the privacy of my clients. But, a lot of us believe that how other people treat us and, how our relationships are going, how things don't work out for us, whether it be with, a partner, whether it be with a job, whether it be with our goals, not getting where we want to be, not seeing the physique that we want to see in the mirror. A lot of us think that we're just a victim of that, and that bad things are just going to happen and they'll just sideswipe us when we don't expect them, and that's just part of life. The thing is, it can be part of life, but the other part of life that dictates whether you are the guy that gets a six-pack, gets the Lamborghini, gets the high-rise that I live in, being the guy that gets that and achieves something purposeful in his life, turns his pain into purpose that allows him to serve God and others by taking the pain that he went through and using it as a lesson to help other people get through said pain. The guy who does that, the difference between him and the guy that lives with his parents, lives in his mom's basement, doesn't have a six-pack, and just does nothing about it, or the executive or business owner that is successful, makes millions like many of my clients, yet they look in the mirror and they don't see a six-pack before they come to work with me. Like, the difference between those two groups and the guy that sees the issue, turns it into a lesson for himself and others, the difference is viewing that you have power over your reality. Jesus grants us power. Like, he specifically talks about how we have the ability to tread on snakes, to stamp out the enemy. And if you live in a mindset where you think, oh, I'm just sad, this is just, how my brain functions, it's just how I am, and, you go to healthcare professionals and they tell you the exact same thing. They validate your thought process that, oh, it's just how I was born. That is not what we are called to live as. So if you feel sad, it is simply your conscience telling you that you got to get up and do it. You got to get up and fix it. God has given you the power. There's that story. It's not from the Bible, but it's backed up by Scripture, that a man was drowning and he prayed to God to save him from drowning. And then a boat came by and said, hey man, you want to come up on here? You're drowning. Come up here. And he's like, oh no, I'm waiting on God. I'm not waiting for a boat, a man like you. I'm waiting for, God to just reach out of the sky. And this repeats over time with many other boats coming to him, helicopters. And eventually he drowns. And when he sees God, God's like, well, I sent boats for you. What do you mean I didn't come to rescue you? God is rescuing you potentially through your pain. Like, if we just had easy lives, like, you should meet some of these people that I've met in both my industry, throughout just my life, just connections that I've made. People that live easy lives and that are born into just complete ease. They never had to build a business from scratch. They never had to go through pain. They never had to go through rejection when it comes to business, getting clients, applying for jobs. They never had to deal with rejection. They had everything handed to them. They normally, the reason why they numb themselves with, stuff and, other stuff, I'm not going to say words because I don't want to get flagged here, but the reason why they numb themselves is because they're just living in this reality that they feel no purpose. Your pain is an indicator to the direction you have to walk into to find said purpose. Okay? So I'm making this video. You'll probably notice I'm not in my high rise. I'm not in my apartment downtown. I am in my parents' basement. I am visiting my family, kind of for the holidays. Also to, kind of support my brother as he gets some dental work and he's recovering. So, it's just, I enjoy, hanging around with my family and, just keeping good company with my loved ones. But it was in this very basement, at this very desk right here, where I was at one point not the finance professional I am now. I was not in good shape. I was severely overweight. I felt like garbage. I didn't like what I saw in the mirror. I didn't like that guy that was looking back at me. I hated him intensely. And 3 things fixed that whole situation: God, carnivore, as cheesy as it sounds, and training. So, again, I mentioned this on Instagram, but when you just believe that your pain is just happening to you, for example, when I sat in this chair and I was trying to get into finance, but it just wasn't working. I was sending emails, cold emails, trying to get on the phone with people, getting shot down on the phone, getting told I had no chance at developing the career that I now have. People literally just looked at their phone as they were talking to me and told me, "You got no shot, man. Go be an accountant." And if I believed them, I wouldn't be here. But if I believed in a greater purpose, if I believed that my pain of just sitting there, this fat kid just typing on a computer, hoping for a chance, hoping for someone to give him a shot, if I accepted that situation and saw it as just pain that happened to me for no reason, I wouldn't get anywhere. If I instead saw it as what I did when I came to know the Lord, as a lesson, if I got through that, if I got in good shape, if I fixed my health, if I took care of this temple that God has given me, if I stewarded my career, my finances, the way that God has blessed me with them, then I would be able to turn that pain into purpose. God doesn't just put you through pain for no reason. It's a lesson. It's all a lesson, man. So we can talk more about that. I aim to make more faith-based content in the future, but another thing I want to talk about, which is what this whole channel is about: carnivore and training. Like, it was 10 times easier to dig myself out of that rut, dig myself out of the rut of where I was at in terms of my career, business, my physique. Much easier to do that when my brain was just firing on all cylinders. Ketosis is a powerful, powerful weapon. And if you're just dealing with, the ups and downs of crashing, blood sugar on a standard diet, even if you're just eating meat and fruit, as they say, you're just not going to be at the top level that you could be. And as a result, your competition is going to beat you if you're not doing everything, knocking out the low-hanging fruit. You know how easy it is to just eat as much steak as I want, eat as many burgers as I want? That's low-hanging fruit, man. Most people aren't willing to knock it out. And if you're able to knock it out, you'll beat them with ease. Same thing with training, man. Most people go into the gym and they just do what the influencers tell them to do. They train to failure on everything. They do bench press and all these goofy exercises. But they don't see any progress, and they see no issue with that. They're like, "Oh, I just must not be going to true failure. I must not be working hard enough. I'm going to keep doing it." Same thing with what I was doing. If I sat in this chair in this basement and I just thought that all I needed to do was work harder at eating chicken and rice and broccoli, which I don't eat, if I thought I just needed to do that better, I just needed to be better about, how I saw myself in the mirror and just be positive about what I saw, be like, "Oh, I'm glad that I at least, I, can lift weights. At least I can do a push-up, unlike I used to." If I had that kind of mindset, instead of shooting for more, shooting for the best possible scenario that I could turn the pain that God gave me into something of purpose. If I didn't shoot for that, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be able to help the thousands of people that I do. I wouldn't be able to teach this lesson about not just training and diet and biology, but mindset. I wouldn't be able to have turned my pain into anything of value for others. And as a result, turn what took me several years into something that takes weeks for other folks. That's what I'm passionate about. Of course, finance is my main gig here, but it just brings so much joy to me to watch somebody make progress in a couple of months that took me years of trial and error to get to. So if you want to do the same, if you're trying to get jacked really fast, book a call with me. Let's talk. Go down in the description. Apply for my program. We'll see if you're a good fit. And we'll go from there. But if not, just watch my content, man. Just watch all my videos. I don't just sit here and yap on my phone for no reason. I'm trying to show you lessons that took me years to learn so that you don't have to spend those same years. So I pray y'all take some value out of this. We can talk soon if you want. Otherwise, I will be here. I'll be posting much more frequently on YouTube. I think these long talks where I talk about my story will be very productive, as well as the story of the thousands of people I showed you, Jeff, earlier, that have walked the same path. Because this path is awesome, man. Can't wait for you to do it. Talk to you soon. Jesus is King. Peace.